I'm Chase.
And I'm Timothy.
And this is Customer Service.
Welcome back to the Customer Service Podcast.
And we're back. Brondo's got on a cool outfit today. He hates when I tell him I like his outfit, but I was going to save it for the pod.
My nightmare.
Sometimes Brondo, he'll pull a fit, and I'll just be like, damn, that's gas, dude. And he hates it, but it's good. Or a lead jacket, sweater with the stripe button up underneath. It's a classic look.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Then that's it, though. That's all you're getting. Just back in the saddle, feeling like shit again.
Yeah.
You
you said you're all stuffy.
We were fine when the child was not in school. I'm going to start homeschooling her ass.
Dude,
not really.
Do it.
I'm not smart enough to do that.
Abby wants to, I'm sure.
Oh, Abby would be down. Yeah. It would be like helpful for like a couple, we'd be fine with it for a couple months and it would be like, I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
So
hey,
it's just, man, they just like bring all of it. They're all sick all the time.
Yeah.
Weak ass immune systems.
There's just something about it, bro. They haven't been sneezed on enough. You gotta start sneezing on these kids. Real quick, because we got a lot to catch up on. But while we're on the subject of homeschool, my family was in town over this weekend, and I'd love to recount what we did. But in particular, a nugget of information about homeschooling. So my cousin, who you've met when she was out here for Thanksgiving years ago, and she lives in Ohio, and she's made friends with this family in our hometown who apparently the kids were homeschooled, so like they don't know. I don't know this family, you know what I mean? I wouldn't have crossed paths with them, I guess. And she's been kicking it with these people, and she's made friends with the kids. I think there's a handful of them, and they're all like her age or something. And she told my mom, she goes, yeah, so I'm hanging out with this kid, and he was saying, oh, I really follow this podcast. It's called like Customer Service. It's like these dudes in Boulder, and it's this, that, and the other. And she goes, like, Chase? He goes, yeah. She's like, that's like my distant cousin. So if that is the case, if you're a homeschooled kid in Northeast Ohio and you listen to this,
bang our line,
hit me up, because I think that's really crazy. So, that just kind of blew my mind of like, you know what I mean? We'll just see if it's true. But if you are that homeschool kid, please shoot me an email.
I don't know. I just keep hearing, it's like as the podcast has grown, I just keep hearing from like weird people that I didn't know were listening that I either knew separately and we've said this too many times, but it's always just like, I don't think about this going out. I don't know who I think listens to it. You know what I mean? Like, like 12 guys in Discord in my mind listen to it, and that's the extent.
We're gonna wrap
I know
this...
it's not that. I've seen the numbers, but
it
just doesn't mean any. I don't know. I don't put it all together.
No. Yeah. We're gonna wrap this up here in about an hour and a half, about noon. And when noon hits our time, I will leave this room and I will not think about the podcast until I do it again next week. So
it's the same when people we said when people bring up the topics. I'm like, I don't know what it was.
I don't know.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
We come up with it, either the night before or like in this case, right before we hit record.
Yeah.
And we go, okay, do that and then do that.
All right, bring us in.
Yeah. So it's not that we don't care. It's more, I don't know. I just don't think, I think that it would be very egotistical for me to be like, I know this huge audience. And, it's like, I don't. No, it's easier this way.
Anybody that listens, thank you for that. That's really flattering, and it really means a lot to me and Timothy.
Yeah.
Timothy, so thank you.
Timothy.
Right. So yeah, what'd you do this weekend? While it's fresh in my mind, let me give you a rundown.
Okay. I love that. Let me ask you the question, then I'll answer.
Well, I was I know there's a lot of things I wanted to touch on.
Yeah.
Also, one before we go too far too, we've got a brand new rig in the room. This is tight.
So now we heard the complaints that it sounded like
underwater.
There was an octave clang every time we were moving this thing around, and I also like put my hand. Did you set off?
It did something, yeah.
This is going to be thrilling for everyone listening to only the audio version.
Yeah, no, I didn't do anything.
That's fine. Just only listen to the audio version anyway. I look like shit today. But when I put my hand up here, it won't be such a.
Yeah.
Or I'll try to not do it, but
yeah, you do that. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
but yeah, we got a new rig. We also have Cole over here next to us. Our Cole
he's producing. So we updated the logo. I think we talked about that.
Updated the logo. Yes, I repainted it. That's been fun. Thank you for the kind words. man, painting is fucking hard. I
Yeah,
haven't painted
we
in, like,
got you
2
back
years,
in
so.
the saddle.
Yeah, I might do a little bit of painting here and there, just a little on paper and just for whatever. But I really don't want to ever do it again for money. I don't think I'll do it for the shop and
you
shit.
always
But
say that, but like no one's asking you to come out of retirement.
somebody, a friend of mine just texted me this morning. Michelle and I painted their storefront. I couldn't tell you 3 years ago, maybe.
Mm.
And they rebranded but it's like I really can't. It would.
Well, then just say no. Who cares?
I'm gonna. But I did enjoy painting the logos.
Do you think they listen to the podcast?
No.
All right, that's good.
And if you do, I'm sorry, but I can't do it. And I'll text you back in a little bit.
The idea that you start answering your text messages via the podcast is the funniest shit. Hey,
You gotta listen to the podcast. If you text me, I will get back to you. You just gotta listen to the podcast.
Listen to this really quick. I dreamed a bit that I think you'll like.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. I don't dream that often, so God knows why this is in my head. And I can't like, you have to get away from the dream. I don't know what it was about or like what. But when I don't know, I'm like sleeping a couple hours and I'm up for 10 minutes and then sleeping a couple hours and up for 10 minutes. This is just how I operate.
You're saying regularly? That's kind of
pretty regular, dude.
okay.
I can't.
Yeah.
And I don't like feel like bad or anything. It's just kind of how, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably because the cat's messing with me nonstop.
I want to get back to that because I have questions specifically about it. But
okay. Well, anyway, but let me just tell you what the bit is. I don't remember how the dream played into it, but that is where it originated. Just to add to that this is funny. In some way, shape, or form, you and I were in a conversation, like a salary negotiation.
Yeah.
But the bit is that I was paying you in like Xbox bucks, and that's what you wanted.
that's what I wanted.
Yeah, you wanted like Xbox dollars.
Give me the Fortnite money.
Yeah,
That's
like
what I
gift
want.
cards too.
Yeah,
it was like gift cards,
like
and
what
I
you
had
buy,
like a
at Home
stack of
Depot.
them, and but it was like it was not being talked about. That was just like that's what you'd negotiated, and then I remember you were explaining to Bob like why you needed it in Xbox gift cards, and it was funny to me.
I love the idea of you and Bob being like,
I don't know. He wants this.
This is what he wants.
Yeah,
We
it's
told him-
definitely worse.
we told him we can just pay him real money.
Yeah,
But this is
he
what
wants the
keeps saying
Xbox.
This is what he wants.
Well, what would it have been called? Like a Game Pass or?
Well, shoot, there is a specific term, but I'm not.
I don't know what it is.
Fortnite is V-Bucks, and I know because
you just wanted
they're all
V-Bucks.
talking about it in the Discord.
Oh, are they?
Well, yeah, they're always talking to. Actually, our boy in Canada today just posted a meme that was like, it was just a photo of like Fortnite V-Bucks and said, "I'm gonna buy 18 of these or whatever and use them at our multi-brand."
Oh, that's
retailer.
funny. No, I didn't see that. I wonder. Maybe I saw it and didn't. No, because this was like.
Yeah,
several
no, I think
days
it this
ago.
morning. Yeah.
Well,
That's sick.
if you want to change out currency, we can have that discussion.
Well, we've always said too, you could pay me in lunch every day.
It's like
And-
in my head, like the funny part of the bit was like I would be like, Abby, on the way home, I got to stop at like Target and Walmart because I have to get enough gift cards for, you know what I mean? Like you can't get them all in one place, so I have to like go to both.
And it's like it's funny to think like the sum that you would pay me anyway.
I
but
have to do
just
it in those, and I can only do it in like $50 increments.
Yeah.
Well,
So
something to consider.
yeah,
Yeah.
that is something to think about.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
So hey, when you wake up often,
Yeah.
are you getting out of bed? Do you get out of bed?
No, not too often. I mean,
Oh, okay.
usually wants to pee or something, you
Oh,
know, but
okay.
like nothing.
Yeah.
No, just like wake up a little bit.
Yeah.
You know,
I feel you.
and I lay there and stare and then fall back asleep.
Yeah, I feel you.
Do it again 2 hours later.
Because I'll do anything I can to not stand up out of bed. Because once that happens, dude, I'm up for an hour. If I stand up, I'm up for an hour.
So you don't even get up to like pee or anything?
If I do, I'm up for an hour.
What are you doing?
Just trying to fall back asleep.
Mm.
I don't know. You know? So
I can't imagine you have troubles with sleep based on how I've seen you travel.
not typically. Not typically, no.
Yeah.
No. There will be one or two times, I would say once every 2 months or once a month I have a night where I'm up and then I get up to pee and then I feel like it's 2 hours, that I'm tossing
Yeah.
and turning. Where you're like not necessarily awake, but you're not necessarily asleep either. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But no, I can usually. I think it's a skill. I can fall asleep at any time anywhere.
Yeah.
You guys could walk out of this room and come back in 15 minutes. I'd be dead asleep.
I can do that in a car.
Yeah.
In a car, I can be asleep quick.
Yeah.
I wish people would just drive me around.
Yeah. Just asleep.
Yeah. I think I'd sleep better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Okay. Tell me about your.
Oh, okay.
Tell me
So-
about your endeavor.
I had family in town this weekend. It was very brief. Shout out my beautiful mother and sister and my sister's boyfriend Rick. They all came into town.
My beautiful sister's boyfriend Nick.
My
Rick.
beautiful mother and sister,
Beautiful
and my
Rick.
beautiful my sister's beautiful boyfriend, Rick.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they were in town, and we really took it easy, dude. It was intended to be a type of trip where, you know, my sister's a flight attendant, so they'll fly standby.
Yeah.
And the idea is in January, everybody had gotten all of their travel out of the way, so there's a ton of standby seats open. But it did not shake out that way because I think the LA fires fucked a bunch of shit up because. God bless them, all their shit's all gone. But they canceled all the flights to like Midwestern airports of smaller sizes, i.e. Pittsburgh, Cleveland, and the like. And so all of those flights that people were going to take, you know, they had to get routed to take a flight to here for, you know what I mean? So it kind of fucked up the whole thing. So my mom arrived on the time that they were supposed to. My sister and Rick arrived the next day. We really just kicked it, dude. We watched football, took them to Lucille's out in Longmont, which was stellar. I always forget how good that little restaurant is. Had a hard shell taco night.
So you were done for the night after that.
Oh, buddy, it was heavy. I had
like
gumbo.
I
had some gumbo.
In the morning?
No, it was by the time we got back, it was closer to like
eating gumbo in the morning is fucking twisted.
It is, dude. Yeah, it is.
I'm not saying you did it. I'm just saying that's a wild thing.
I would.
Yeah.
I don't want you to don't paint a picture.
It didn't seem
that's
weird when I was,
inaccurate, you know. But it was just really fun, dude. I love spending time with them. I'd like to spend more time with them this year. But it was a lot of fun just hanging out, catching up. You know, it's nice when they come into town and we don't do a bunch of shit where so much time is in the car driving to a thing and go and do this thing. We just mostly just like hung out in the Airbnb that was right down the street from our house.
Yeah.
Offered more beds and shit because we can't really like host. But it was just a lot of fun, dude.
So they stayed at a different place.
Yeah, but it literally was on the same street as us, just on the other side of downtown.
Yeah.
So like a 5-minute drive. But it was real fun to hang out with them, and but it was very short and tumultuous with figuring out flights and to and from the airport. So God bless them. Thanks for coming out, guys. That was quite exhausting, you know. But what's funny is
again
also,
you using the podcast to basically respond to text, send thank you cards.
Well, they listen to it religiously.
Yeah,
they will not miss a pod. Mm-hmm. I'd say my mom and sister listen to it.
Who do you think they like better, me or you?
I don't know.
Yeah,
my mom is also very up on your life.
Yeah,
and Gia's life, and was very interested in what's going on with Gia. And again, similarly to what we'll say is
what's going on with me.
Yeah, they are very up on your life, and they love the pod and do the same thing as I know your mom and sister do. Where they have thoughts around, oh, when you said this or whatever. But
yeah,
that's about it. Really, we just hung out, watched a bunch of football. I did some sports bets, which I was very fruitful. Dollar pays out 14, so that's $1 for a Chipotle burrito. So you just got to think about that. When you're up thinking you got hustle or grind, I've got the Grussel in the DraftKings Sportsbook.
Yeah, 1 for 14.
$1 for 14.
Wow.
You know, that's what would that be? 1,400%.
Why do you only put down $1?
Just a game, dude. It's just a game. That's it. It's just a game for me.
Yeah.
Because it's the money's
Wrestler mindset.
It could be not real money and it'd be the same function for me. It's just to see how little I can bet and how quickly. I'm up $200 and some on my initial investment. Still, years later, I'm still very much so in the positive. So
up $200, you could have put $1 in the stock market and been better off than whatever.
Yeah, we'll see. You can't. Yeah, we'll see about that. But
okay,
anyway.
Do I bet anything? No, never.
No, but you don't do. You're not a crypto guy. You don't have any money in crypto because I know you're an investor. You are savvy.
No. Even if I thought I could make money that way, I don't want it that way. It's too disgusting. I don't want to say that I own crypto.
Well, and the guys, my buddies in the OG Style Form
I'd rather
Discord,
be broke than uncool.
They'll post screenshots and the name of these coins are Fart Coin and shit.
No,
and it's like, dude, that's so stupid. Fake.
If you
money.
guys get rich, that's great for you. You know. Cool. It's like
I'd rather
getting rich off garbage pail kids cards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. I don't want to be. Like I said, I don't want to be rich. Then I want to die cool, not rich.
Yeah.
And if that's owning any crypto or any of that other dog shit people have, that's getting in the way of that.
Yeah.
Single goal.
Yeah.
So no.
Yeah.
No.
Well, here. So again, shout out.
I can't believe you don't.
I'm not
actually,
I'm not
you know
gonna,
what?
dude.
This is right on the precipice for you, to be honest with you, of something you would do or very much hate. I don't know. With crypto, this is either something you would hate or something you'd be deeply into.
I hate it, and I can explain to you all the reasons why. And just to wrap up the thought, shout out my mom and sister. I just want to give them another shout out. They listen to the pod and they love it. So shout out them. That makes me really happy. Also, my sister said she was on a flight and they were flying to Denver or something, and some kid, she started talking to one of the flight, some dude flying, and he also followed the pod and loved Canoe Club and this, that, and the other. So it's just wild to think about that. But anyway, shout them out. Thank you guys. Love you. Thank you for coming to see me. I'll see you
Shout
guys
out
soon.
the homeschool kid. Shout out that one kid that was on an airplane.
Kid, yeah. But no. So
what
here's
class
the thing.
was he in? Regular or first? I don't care about anything in the middle. Where was he?
I think he was probably just in regular.
Damn.
The homeschool kid, though,
We got to get all
was
our
at
listeners
home.
up in first class. I want only like 40, 50-year-old listeners.
Yeah. No,
they pay the big ad dollars.
That'd be cool. Then maybe we could get a sponsor from Honey Baked Ham or Omaha Steaks. You know what I mean? We start tapping into that 45-year-old guy.
Are these businesses even around anymore?
Oh, we just passed a Honey Baked Ham the other day. My mom, fact, my mom said it. She goes, I didn't know they still did Honey Baked Ham. How fun.
Remember that one time when I helped hunt down, which I felt conflicted about. Some kid was buying stuff with the company card from some random business in like Pennsylvania, New Jersey.
Yeah.
And they're trying to get to the bottom of who was doing it. You know, like this guy calls me up, and this is this like old guy who's like, now listen, sir, I think you're a small business owner too. I'm having a problem here.
Yep.
I keep getting charges on my card for the Canoe Club for $1,200, $1,400, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, this is detrimental to my business, but they've uncovered it now, so it's over, for whoever was doing this.
Yeah, who the kid with the company.
And I answered some questions to try to help track down what the issue was, and he sent us a big thing of Omaha Steaks. Remember that?
I come, dude, Timothy.
Hey, do you remember that?
Do I remember?
Again, see, this is why the dream of paying you an Xbox gift cards isn't that far off. Like, if I just change it to, like, Omaha Steaks and, like, Schwan Man stuff.
Oh, Timothy.
I could do that.
Schwan Man, I think, just officially closed.
I heard, yeah.
Bad
news,
Schwan Man,
R.I.P.
Cole? Yeah. Schwan Man rules.
That was around when you were a kid, too?
Yeah, I remember a little bit.
Yeah.
You didn't have it, though, did you?
No, we didn't have it, but
Okay,
I remember, like, seeing it on, like, magazines and shit, like stuff like that. But
if anyone's got Schwan Man merch, we want it.
Yeah, if you have,
we need like
hat
a
Schwan
Man hat with the Schwan. That's fucking.
What else would they have?
I also
Maybe
love
an apron.
That both of us really enunciate the Schwan element of it. Yeah, we want to distinguish.
Yeah, come on.
It's not Swan.
Not Swan.
Schwan.
They put the CH in there.
That's what makes it elegant.
Oh, but back to the point. Honey Baked Ham still a thing. Omaha Steaks, though. So you resolved. You narked. More or less, it was the right thing to do because as a small business guy, he came to you in earnest. So you guys worked together on this, and he liked you so much. And now this is a traditional East Coast adult. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. This is a.
And as far as he's concerned, you guys broke bread. You did business together, right? Mm-hmm. So he showed his love by sending you out, an overnight freeze-dried package of Omaha Steaks, and you said, "Do I remember?" Oh, do I? Because you shared it with me.
Yeah.
So
what was I gonna do? A box full of like meat? I don't even eat that much meat.
Yeah, dude. But for real, anybody out there, Christmas time comes around, you want to send me and Timbo a little love? We bring a lot of joy to your life, or I've hooked you up with a discount or something.
Please don't send us Omaha Steaks.
Please send me a box of Omaha Steaks. 740 Pearl Street, Boulder, Colorado, 80302. I would love a box of Omaha Steaks. But I will say, I missed that. That's how business was done. There's an Office quote in there somewhere about some companies
like
still know how
turtles,
business is done. Yeah,
the turtles. It's what's the fruit one?
Oh,
it's like a basket. What's that one?
I've actually always said too that I would like to buy myself an edible arrangement.
See,
I don't know
edible
why you don't
arrangement,
just buy
I'll take
yourself
over
one.
an Omaha Steak.
Oh, if somebody wants to send an edible arrangement, I swear to God, like that would be the coolest. I've never gotten one ever. I've asked for one for my entire life for my birthday. I've never gotten one. I want an edible arrangement more than anything.
That's saying
anybody that asks. But I think people think I'm joking, or maybe they just forget. But I really think an edible arrangement is like the coolest thing, dude. It's a bunch of fruit, and it looks pretty. Mm-hmm. And you get a basket out of it too.
It's good too. Yeah, like it's good.
Yeah.
It's good shit.
I've never had any, so I'm only imagining. Yeah.
Okay, well maybe we'll get one. We'll eat it on the pod.
That would be so fun.
How much is an edible arrangement? Is it about $100?
Yeah, they're not cheap, dude.
Oh,
That's
more than
$100?
$100?
Yeah, I think they're like in like the one.
I need you to look up. Let
me see.
He's looking at Omaha
Look
Steaks.
up. Yeah, Omaha Steaks pulled up. Look up edible arrangements. I want to know what baseline edible arrangement is.
I'm saying the lowest is going to be one you don't want for $79.
This is what our listeners listen for. So that we can discuss pricing on edible arrangements.
Yeah, if you're still here, that's just what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll get into the other stuff, but now I gotta know like what are is he gonna make you put in your zip code and all that?
Yeah, no, it literally.
Oh God, I would have exited the app already.
So they have stuff that's under 50, but it's like.
Oh, okay, but it's
not what
no
you
good.
want, man. I think
like-
you're spending
Give me
$150.
Let me see it.
Yeah, here.
Well, I want to see the one that's like, you know, the one we're talking about.
Like the big boy one.
Yeah.
Comes in a basket or something. Yeah.
like, that's a great.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Fruit
Whoa,
bouquets.
listen to this. Delectable Romance Cheesecake Box.
Yeah,
you,
dude.
you and your partner
count
about
me
to
in.
get busy after cheesecake? That's
About to get busy.
insane.
20% off on edible
Okay,
arrangement.
here's
chocolate-covered
my
strawberries.
opinion. I think the first one that's looked even remotely like what I think it should look like is $35.98. 3 sizes, though, starting at $35.98, to be fair. So maybe that's the big one. Maybe that's where they get you.
And there's probably.
Can I
like-
tell you this much? I want to give Edible Arrangements some feedback, business-wise. You're doing too much shit. Why is there cookies and stuff now?
Ooh, Timothy.
Cinnamon dessert box?
Timothy, there's a happy birthday platter. It's got chocolate-covered strawberries with confetti icing on them around the outside of the perimeter of the bowl, and then it looks like it might be a chocolate-covered honeydew slices on the inside, and then cupcakes.
Guys, here's my opinion. This right here, that's the edible arrangement.
That's what I'm
Let me
talking
put
about,
that on
yeah.
Like that's like the most standard. That's calling it simply edible.
Great.
$52. $52 is kind of bananas.
You know, but if you were to go and buy all that fruit at Whole Foods,
I go
and-
whole bullshit. If I go buy the pre-cut and I get the same stuff in it,
pre-cut, sure.
you know what I'm talking about? That's
Well, no, maybe it's more expensive, but yeah.
what am I? $12? I mean, it's too expensive, but it's $12.
Yeah, you know, all things considered.
the little one's like $4.98. I know that because I'm nabbing those up regularly.
Honeydews?
Yeah, or pineapple or
Yeah.
any of those
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. Sometimes we do the mixed berry ones, especially in the summer. Right
Yeah.
now, the fruit's a little dicey with those because none of that shit's in season, but it's all good.
I get to a point where it's just like it's what I like, so I don't care. There's
Yeah.
different variations of it being good.
Mm-hmm.
That's sort of part of it.
Yeah, because I mean,
sometimes you're off season and you grab one and you're like, what the hell?
no, yeah, agreed. But like, I would never purchase a peach right now. You know what I mean? They're just like, I don't even think they got peaches.
I was gonna say I just don't think they're there.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the pre-cuts.
yeah, I know, I feel you.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of baskets, you know about Lagerberger, right? Lagerberger baskets?
I know that speaking of your mom, she's
Yeah.
a collector.
Yeah, hell yeah, we got a couple around the house. Just thinking of the edible arrangements made me think,
But this is the thing that like
Midwestern
ladies
women
of
love.
the Midwest have
Yes.
collections of.
Oh yeah, she used to take a bus trip yearly, not yearly, but at least a handful of times with some of her teacher friends, and they would go to the Lagenberger. I don't know if you would call it the factory, but it's a big ass basket built out in the middle of like rural Ohio.
Yeah.
It's like a building, massive building that looks like a basket. If you took a basket on Illustrator and dragged the corner up times 1,000, it's huge, dude.
Yeah.
So I got some of those around the house. Just wanted to say
One
that.
time, I don't know if I'm allowed to say the things I'm saying here. It doesn't matter. I think there's a statute of limitations on this stuff. I don't even know why they would care, but I interned at Vera Bradley a long time ago.
Yeah.
Because it's in like
And
it's near my hometown.
Let me clarify just to make sure. I know Vera Bradley, but like typically it's
Dude,
like
it's
the
like-
little wallets that are fabric and
Sure,
have
it's like
patterns
the
and
bags
stuff,
are
right?
really what they're known for.
Yeah,
It's like
okay.
it's like quilted floral bags.
Exactly what I was
You know what I'm
thinking.
saying?
Yep.
Like they're just it's huge and in the
Massive, yeah.
Midwest.
Yeah,
it's
dude, yeah,
huge. I
yeah.
bet they're doing more business than any brand we work with. Just
Probably.
on like an off year.
Yeah, dude.
It's crazy. So anyway, I worked the they do like a sale event and they do it at like the Coliseum. You know what I mean? Like
Is it
like
like
the
an
biggest
employee sale,
event space
or-
that we have. They do it there, like where they do the gun and knife show and
Yeah,
stuff.
hell
normally,
yeah.
you know what I mean? The boat
like
show.
the cattle show and shit.
Yeah. So it's like it's big, dude, and
Yeah.
like people are coming from all over the like United States to come to this thing.
Mhm.
I knew it was like busy, obviously, but I didn't know how like frantic it was.
Yeah.
And dude, it's like Acacia Strain about to do a breakdown level, like people going nuts.
Really?
I mean, it was like, it's
Yeah.
like women body slamming each other, dude. And I'm not like joking around. Like,
Yeah.
like there's like arguments and fights and like there's all this like bureaucracy going on amongst the people. I think they're all like buying and trading and selling.
Yeah.
It's like Pokemon.
Yeah. is it highly collectible? You know what I mean?
I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know who's collecting it, but
Yeah. Hey.
wild.
Hey, listen,
Wild
you drive from here to Ohio, and I would argue that the Midwest ends where I was born. I think you cross over into PA, we're talking East Coast. Even though it's far from the coast, PA is not the Midwest. You can consider it Rust Belt, I guess, if you were to differentiate, but I wouldn't consider Central PA to be Midwestern.
Well, you
at
grew up
all.
on East Coast time, right?
I grew up in East Coast
Yeah,
time.
same.
Yeah.
Seems crazy, but
Which blew my mind that I don't know, man. Ohio could go either way. Anyway, point being, there's a lot of distance between here and there, and you think you go north and south. There's a lot of people who like Vera Bradley, Lagerberger, all of that. You know what I'm saying? So,
you ever go to a Rustic Hutch?
never heard of it.
So it's like a store. I don't know. Maybe it was just from where I was at. I don't know. But it was like I don't know what the hell they had. It was like Amish furniture.
Oh,
But then also like potpourri and candles. And then like you could buy like relaxing like music CDs, you know what I'm talking about? Like, you know, you could listen to them at the station.
yeah.
And they'd have like a lot of Christmas shit. And then like, I don't know what else.
I mean, while I wouldn't know it by name. There's a spot in my head in Erie,
Yeah.
Pennsylvania that I'm thinking of that might kind of fit the bill. Yeah, I mean,
I think that like there might be a piece of me that like sort of likes the aesthetic, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's like big, heavy furniture.
oh, dude, yeah,
It's
like
dark.
solid as hell.
Yeah.
Solid as hell. I love it. And you know, I've talked about this before, I'm sure, but there's a large Amish population in just south of where I'm from. Just
Oh, dude, I drive 15 minutes from where I'm from. You can be out there
yeah.
Just
The whole
drinking Code Red and
fuck yeah, dude.
dressing like Evan Canori. Shout out Evan, bro. Let me take you to Grable, Indiana, dog. Let me show you what it's really like. 'Cause
Shit,
it's
buddy. I
different.
hope you like licorice.
Yeah.
You know?
I hope you like fucking like the Twizzlers. That's like the Twizzlers collaboration with Call of Duty, and then like Code
Yeah.
Red, and then it's just anything you get at a Walmart.
Yeah. We used to take field trips in high school. We would take a field trip out. I'm not really certain of the name of the town, but it couldn't have been more than 45 minutes from our high school. And we would take a field trip down, and there was one restaurant called Mary Yoder's. And you
Yeah.
would go in there,
Yeah,
and
it
it
was.
had mashed potatoes,
Yeah.
you know, home style.
There's sour
Now-
cream in everything.
My dream.
Yeah.
My dream, baby.
You,
And
if
also,
if you were a condiment, it might be sour cream.
I would hope so.
Yoder's sour cream.
I would hope so. You know, on the front of the package, it's the fella eating it with a spoon.
Yeah.
Blew my mind that you weren't supposed to eat because I would happily.
Eat sour cream with a spoon.
I love sour cream, dude. I love sour cream.
You
speaking
stress
of
me
which,
out.
Speaking of which, Cleveland has a massive Polish population. So anyone listening out there in Northeast Ohio, if you know about this,
About like pierogies.
pierogies. There was a spot called, the sign said University Inn, but
Yeah.
it was called Sokolowski's, and it's since closed. And it was a Cleveland staple. It was a Polish style cafeteria style Polish restaurant.
Okay.
You'd go through and you'd get your mac and cheese, pierogies, salads, pies, this, that, and the other, and you go back to the table and grub. Absolutely stellar. But yeah, man, everything had sour cream. I love sour cream. I think it. Hey, I just gotta tell you guys something.
I don't even know where that story was going. It's
That's
just-
it. No, I just wanted
yeah.
to shout out Sokolowski. So if you're familiar,
Where are we at? What have we? It's been one of those episodes already.
Yeah.
What did I do this weekend? I
Yeah.
went like all day Saturday. We went vintage shopping.
Yes. So you
Yeah.
guys tell what you were.
Well, they're like building a new set
Mm.
for like photo and video and stuff. So we went out and just went to the spots to see if there was anything, grab some stuff.
I will say you guys got some really awesome stuff.
Yeah.
There were two electronic equipment things. There one that looked like a radio kind of thing. What is
Yeah,
that?
one's like an old. I think it's just an old radio, but it's like old. It's like butter yellow.
Yeah.
Like really cool.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if it works now. I didn't even try it yet.
Do
but-
we want to? Because I saw like the little mesh thing. Do we want to take that off and try to flatten it out? You know what I mean?
Oh, I don't know. We could. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. It's got a little dent in it. Yeah.
I would love. I fancy. Give me 10 years. I fancy having a nice long workbench in a garage with tools really neatly pegboarded out, and I'm taking apart old radios and putting them back together. You know what I mean? That's what I would do with my free time.
Yeah.
Maybe at this point in my life I have a little bit of facial hair, but let's not count on it.
So the year is 2088.
yeah. And the last time I shaved was this morning, so we'll see. But okay, so you guys went vintage shopping.
Yeah, we got
and
some stuff there. Got some stuff. You know those like antique pieces I have with like all the inlays and hand painting and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, beautiful. I was with Abby one time. I'm pretty sure she was pregnant. Her and I went vintage shopping. And the one that you have, it's like not a dresser, but it's a chest almost, like an upright chest kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you find
it. I got like a runner. It's the same style, same artist technically. Like those match. Like those are from the same set, which is really crazy. Different places. And then I found one that's almost identical. That's like a trunk, like a proper trunk.
Oh,
this
tight.
weekend.
Yeah.
$50, baby.
Let's go.
It's big.
Yeah, I love that. I have it. I've talked about it. I have a trunk from my old Finnish relatives. I think it was dated to Chicago. Or there's a Chicago label, so I think they bought it in Chicago. But like Harry Potter type shit, like what he would travel to school with trunk. You know what I mean? like big ol'. I could fit
like
in it.
that whenever you reference Harry Potter, you reference it as if it's historical fact.
Him.
Like I don't know what year Harry Potter would have been in school, but.
Cool. So you guys did that.
We did that.
Both,
we ran errands.
Yep.
I mean, nobody was like feeling 100%, so just not a lot. I didn't make it to the movies. I don't know. I'm very unmotivated to movies right now, unfortunately. But there's stuff. But Brutalist this week, finally. So go see that on.
What day?
Well, it's tricky. I'd like to go on Thursday when it first arrives, but it's a 3.5 hour movie with an intermission. So it's like, and the latest they showed is 8. So like. You're there for a while.
You're there. You're not getting home until at least midnight.
So I think I got to save it for Friday, unfortunately. Yeah. Because I think it's going to be a rough one.
That's exactly why I asked, because I know it's a long ass movie with the intermission and.
That's my dream. 3.5 hour movie with an intermission.
Yeah.
Great.
I mean,
it's about architecture and like immigrants.
Yeah.
Done.
Well, I watched. What was the award show that just happened?
Golden Globes.
The director or the whatever.
Yeah.
Whoever accepted the award on behalf of it. He explicitly thanked Kodak, which made me think of you saying how they used the specific film. I thought that was really cool just to have that little nugget of information.
Yeah.
But cool. I'm kind of interested in that movie. I like Adrian Brody. I think he's a cool guy. He looks cool.
I mean, he's a fantastic actor who like basically just got like he got like stunt casted for a while, basically. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just like it was always like if you needed a kind of a long, weird looking dude, you just got him, and then he got kind of like stuck. It's like the curse of Wes Anderson, dude.
Yeah.
I don't think he does great things for actors 90% of the time.
Yeah.
Like you get stuck because it's character acting for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're just you come and do your bit. You know what I mean? I put you in the clothes that make you do the bit even harder.
Yeah.
So.
Do you think? And then I want to hear more about the weekend. But do you think, in regards to the Wes Anderson of it all, do you think, like, for instance, I don't think that Bill Murray. I think Bill Murray's
been character acting outside of that for so long.
I guess you're right. Bill Murray is kind of Bill Murray in everything he does.
They don't even need to change his name. Just call him Bill. He doesn't need to. You know what I mean? Like we're not going to see him as anything else.
Did you like that movie Saint Vincent, where he plays the curmudgeon-y old man?
Interesting pull, but yeah.
Man, that movie.
Good,
that's a movie I've only seen once. I saw it in college, I believe, and that stuck with me. That's a really good movie.
See, this is the thing, dude. Why don't you just come to the dark side and just watch a couple of these movies that are kind of in that category?
I do like them when I see them. I can't lie.
Why don't we just look? We're like what, year 3 now? Let's just get you to watch Past Lives, the one movie challenge.
Oh yeah. No, I'm open to it. And
just
listen, the new year, I'm trying to be a little
if
different.
If you don't like it, then I'm not going to push you to do it. What do I give a shit? I don't need to talk to you about these things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I just feel like half of it's sort of like up your alley, and that it's like it's like heavier material. But then you're always like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Why?
No, I'm trying to be better and less overarching, statements, declarations that are one way or the other, because oftentimes I end up walking it back, or you know what I'm saying. So.
Well, I feel like also sometimes you like listen, I haven't been watching as much as I normally do, and it's just kind of been like I'm just start to be like, I don't care. It's just I'm not feeling it right now.
You give yourself the leeway.
I think the problem is like my attention span varies. You know what I mean? Like what I can give attention span to for any given amount of time varies.
Mm-hmm.
That's like art has been working for me right now because it's can be any length of time that you want it to be.
Yeah.
And so that works right now.
Yeah.
But I don't know, maybe it won't at some point, and that's fine too. It doesn't matter. It's just,
fine.
Speaking of, I did get some new watercolors, and these were expensive as shit. I mean, just like it's like I'm now just pushing the limit of like what I've multiple times just looked up online what's the most expensive brush,
Yeah.
and then been like, it's too much for what it is. But
What are we talking, like $80?
I mean, no. With brushes, you can get into the 100, 200 range, no
Okay,
problem.
sure.
If you want to. In the case of watercolors, it's actually pretty cheap, like low entry fee for the most part. But then you get into it, and you can get those bad Larrys up to $200 pretty quick, $300.
Yeah.
And I got there, and I got some new ones, and it's like a whole thing. It comes in like a tin. You have to take out everything individually. You have to set it all up.
Yeah.
To treat them a certain way. So I did that that was hours of my time. Just messing around with those.
Resetting your shit, getting back to
trying to figure out like how to use them because they're used a little differently. And
Yeah.
So did that
I brought something for Gia, but obviously you might find it useful too. Is my mom brought me my college. I had to buy. When you enter an art class or whatever, college in general, you have a syllabus and it's all this expensive shit you have to have, or you get graded on if you can get the supplies, which was insane because all of us had no money anyway. I had this big ass watercolor
you're in
thing.
Ohio or Indiana. You're like, where do you want me to go to?
I had to drive 45
shit,
minutes, 30 minutes to Cuyahoga Falls to the one Michaels within the whole fucking Northeast Ohio, and hope that they had the right supplies.
Yeah, I had to do it when I took like art classes in college. And it was the same shit. It's like, where do you want me to get this, dude? Like,
and listen, dude, I'm not ancient, and neither are you, but it wasn't. Online shopping was not what it is now.
No,
I'm sure you could have bought some of the stuff online, and if not all of it, but it wasn't as readily available. It's so hard to like think back to that time and consider like you had to go to stores for a lot of stuff still, dude.
Yeah.
You still had to.
Yeah.
You couldn't just press a button and have it all. So anyway, I brought you you or Gia, whoever wants to use it, big ass mixer. Plastic watercolor.
Nice.
So if you want to, if you are
Cool.
working in bulk anyway, on the subject of supplies,
why do you have that? Where did it come?
I had to get it for an illustration class in college.
I mean, like, why do you have it now?
My mom brought it out. She thought maybe I would want it, and if not, she thought you or Gia would.
Okay.
She listens
Got
to
it.
the pod.
It. So she knows what we've been up to.
Yeah. So she brought that
forget.
out. But that's fun, dude. That's fun.
Yeah. It's fine. And then I didn't do much else. I watched that movie Juror number 2.
Yeah, what do you think of it?
Why the fuck does this movie have a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes? So basically, like, Abby and I don't have the same taste in music, in a lot of things. But we like all the same stuff, but we like the different stuff inside of the categories. Sure, so she doesn't love my type of movies, and I don't love her type of movies. This seemed somewhere in between because it had such good reviews. So I was like, well, it must be like really well acted, This movie is dumb as hell. It's dumb as hell. Like, listen, maybe if you're like that kind of stupid.
Give me a quick synopsis. I remember watching the trailer, but I couldn't tell you what it's about.
This dude, I don't know what I can do without giving things away because I don't know what was presented in the trailer or anything like that.
Let me tell you what I think it is, and you tell me.
Okay.
I think that he ends up being on a jury, but he technically has some information that could get the person out. It's like a moral dilemma of if he lies or tells the truth. Yes.
I think this is the premise I knew going in.
Okay.
So if I spoil this, if you're really concerned about me spoiling
don't
this,
listen to the
I'm gonna
next
try. I'm
minute
not
and a
gonna
half.
give anything away.
Yeah.
I don't even really think the movie gives anything away. It's more about the like personal journey of morality. You know what I mean? So this guy, I can't believe we're talking about this stupid fucking movie. This guy, he's a former alcoholic. Okay. He's recovered. He's got his wife at home. She's about to have a baby. Gets called for jury duty. We're only 5 minutes into the movie so far. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He then goes and tries to get out of it. Can't get out of it. It has to serve on the jury. It's about a homicide case where this couple gets in a fight at a bar. She says she's walking home. He follows her, but then doesn't end up following her. This is the part where I think this was in the trailer, is like, basically this guy's conflicted because he was potentially involved in this thing.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And I think this was all given away in the trailer, to be honest with you. Or like, this is kind of the
It's all
premise
good
I
either way.
knew.
Yeah.
So many times, first of all, this guy is basically just trying to get out of any responsibility the whole time. And it's like him deciding, am I more important than this guy who's got a couple priors?
Mm-hmm.
Which I understand, like, what Clint Eastwood's dumbass was trying to set up here, but it's like, we're not all idiots. You know what I mean? Like, in life, like, we can handle less on the nose shit than what you're doing. And this guy is constantly, like, doing maybe the worst acting I've ever seen. I don't understand how this movie has such great reviews. It has to be just reviewed by morons, because half the time he'll be like, he's always trying to sway the conversation, like kind of away from any other like thing, or like he's trying to get the jury to consider other options.
Sure.
Because they all write this guy off immediately. He's not sure how he feels because, like I said, he might have involvement, but he doesn't necessarily want to get caught either.
Yeah.
You know, that's the premise. And then every single time, it's like the way he leads them off. If I was in this room, the first time I'd been like, "What the fuck you got to do with this?" Because why do you keep doing what?
Why are you doing this?
It's so
bit?
obvious,
Yeah,
that what he's doing, that it would drive me crazy.
Yeah.
That I'd be like, no, he's obviously let's just investigate this guy. I've never seen someone other than like your friends all get in trouble. And technically like you did it, but your little brother got in trouble for it. So you're like, I mean, like it could have been somebody else. And you're like, all right, he fucking did it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
No, I got you.
It's so dumb.
Yeah.
It's so dumb. Dumbest movie I've seen all year. Rotten Tomatoes needs to get its ducks in a row. Or I'm coming down to HQ and we're gonna have a discussion, because I really feel like I got screwed out of $4.
Yeah.
Over watching this movie.
Oh, because you got to rent it.
And Abby fell asleep instantly, like she always does.
Yeah.
So I'm just up watching Juror number 2 by myself, being like, I hated it.
Yeah.
But I watched the whole thing still. So
yeah,
what a waste of 2 hours.
You know, I've passed it multiple times on Amazon or whatever it is, and just been like, I don't know, man.
I know you don't mind this kind of road, you know what I mean, of types of movies where it's kind of maybe more just entertainment than it is anything else. It is not a 92%. I can't imagine on any front it being a 92%.
Yeah.
But
hey,
you know,
speaking of entertainment, buddy, I had something I wanted to talk about. One, this Friday we get season 2 of Severance. I'm very happy to report we just rewatched the first season. I've been obsessing about it since it ended. It's like one of my favorite worlds I've ever watched. They built the perfect world. I'm so excited. So one, I just wanted to shout that out because I just looked that up and realized it's this Friday the 17th that we get season 2 to start. 2, I'm very happy to report, despite my negative comments about Silo on one of the last couple pods we did, as of the most recent episode, it has sucked me back in. I thought it was all of this thing going on here, and I was getting really tired of it. As I said, I don't like the old lady actor. I think that I could act better. You could put me in the show, and I'd be more believable if I looked.
I would love this version of Silo. Same everything, same set.
I'll even play an old lady, and I'm saying I do a better job than she would. And this is just me being hyperbolic too.
In like makeup.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah. Talking with a weird accent.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's a thing, I'm not going to say anything else about it, but there's been a development, and it now has me reinterested in it. So maybe you. But the thing is, buddy, you got to pay your dues. We're like 8 or 9 episodes into
That's
season
what I'm saying.
now.
Like, how many episodes are we in?
It really has been a slog. I think Common is the worst actor that has been on the screen. Common, if you're listening to this, buddy, you're done. We're done after this. You already got your money and stuff, dude. I don't ever want to see you in a movie or a show again. You're awful.
I agree that he's bad. He's also just plays the same role in every single movie he's in. He just does Common.
It's this. I can't even. Maybe somebody out there listening.
I think there's also something
in
his writer where he wears a turtleneck in every single thing that he does. He's always in a turtleneck. Yeah. He's like, I look good in a turtleneck. If you're gonna write me in,
that's it.
I'm only wearing to costuming. They better have a plethora of turtles on hand.
Yeah. Although I do like that
one hats. Little fucking stupid.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's the worst. The worst piece of clothing in mankind's history is a little driver's cap.
100%
illegal. Even worse if it's on like a girl, like sideways. You know. That's the only way it gets worse. That is the worst piece of. Abby and I's most agreed upon take is that is the worst thing that anybody can do.
Yeah. I'm
gonna get you one for Christmas.
Never. Imagine with the way my hair is right now, it's poking out the sides all fucking crazy. Me saying the shit I do with a dumb hat on.
So it's a very different podcast suddenly.
Yeah. I do like one Common song though. Go has Kanye West on it. It's like the only Kanye tune in Common tune that I.
So that's the reason we know Common, right? Is because he was on some Kanye songs.
Yeah.
I don't know what else he did.
Yeah.
I told you I met him that one time, right?
No.
He was outside of my my store in Chicago, and I was smoking a cigarette, and he was smoking a cigar, and he was just out there
Alright.
alone. And I was kind of chatting with him because there was like this idiot trying to parallel park, and I was like, "This guy is." I told him on the first turn, I was like, "He doesn't have this."
Yeah.
And Common laughed. I didn't know it was Common at the time.
Oh, nice.
And this guy takes like 18 point
Yeah.
turn, doesn't get in, leaves. And I was laughing, and
Yeah.
he was laughing a little bit.
Yeah.
And I was like, "All right, man." I was like, "What are you up to today?" or something. And he was like, "Oh, I got a couple meetings, blah blah blah." And I went, "Hey, are you Common?" and he goes, "Yeah, man." I said, "It just clicked." And I was like, "Hey, man, nice to meet you." And that was it.
Yeah,
So he's fine.
that's cool. That's cool. And
He's a
listen,
nice
for the
guy.
record, I'm sure he's a nice guy. And from all I hear, I'm pretty
He
sure
doesn't
he's
know what
a
I'm
good
doing.
guy.
Yeah,
You know
he
what I
doesn't know.
mean?
He doesn't know what I'm up to. He doesn't
No.
know. He's not. We find out he is listening to customer service.
Yeah, no, but his character, he's just not he's not good at doing this character,
No.
and maybe the writers are not serving him well either. So you know what I mean? They're just not doing a good job by what his capabilities are. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, what anything else fun
Stop
happened?
hiring big actors. I want people I don't recognize. I don't want to recognize anybody, man.
You know what though? I'm gonna eat crow here. I think I've said it on the pod. I always say I would never watch a movie with John Cena or The Rock or anything in it, and I mostly stand by that. John Cena in The Bear, he did a really good job at being
John
that
Cena
insane
seems
character.
like a cool guy.
Oh, for the record, I agree. And for the record, all of these, everything I'm saying disparaging about these people, I know I've heard comments a good guy, and John Cena certainly feels like a good guy from
If
all
you're putting
accounts.
art out there for people to criticize, then we get to criticize it.
Yeah,
That's the whole
I'm
point.
criticizing their performance. I think John Cena is probably a good dude. By
I
all
would like
accounts, he seems like a
probably
good
most
guy.
people.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
if,
same.
you know, that they're all fine.
Most people are
I'm not gonna
trying
talk
to
to
do
him.
a good job.
Even if you're famous, I don't want to talk to you. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So it's
yeah.
not like I'm worried about it.
Yeah, I don't know what famous person I would want to talk to. And by famous, I mean famous. You know what I mean?
Famous?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I probably wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to. You don't want to meet your idols. I don't have idols anymore. Like that. How do you feel about that? Idols growing up.
You're something else today.
Dude, yeah.
You're really revved up.
But you know what I mean? Like the idea of like idols, like a person being larger than life.
I think I'm too old.
Yeah.
I mean, and the ones you'd have now that are like they're dead. You know?
Yeah. I don't feel that way about anybody. I think there are people in my life that are real people that I think impacted me in big ways. But like idols and being obsessed about like a famous person and shit, it's like they're just like a person too.
I mean, through this stuff that I've done and different job stuff I've done, you're around some. You know, I'm not around A-listers by any stretch, and I never worked in TV or films. So I'm not claiming that I'm done it, you know, but I've been around some people, and like you also realize really quickly, it's like, oh, it's just like a guy.
Yeah.
It's like a guy. I don't think it's anything beyond that. It's a guy that does work. You know what I mean? It's
Just what happens, the work is out for
Public.
everybody to see.
Yeah, and I think it takes a certain type of person. And that person, I wouldn't say overall, while I think necessary, doesn't agree with me. You know what I mean? Like, I think that there's a lot of influencers are full of shit. You know what I mean? It's like, I know
Yeah.
you're doing a bit. You got to do a certain thing to make this work. You know what I mean? Because it's a certain
Doing a
type
personality
of, you're
and-
acting.
Yeah.
And to a certain
For
degree.
sure,
Because
for
you're
sure.
entertaining. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So you have to be able to do that thing. So when you meet, like, different people that are, like, in public eye in whatever way they are, you're just like, oh, there's, like, two different versions of you. There's the version that you turn on for the stuff you do for work, in the same way that I think I can do that if I need to. If I need to go turn it on to like talk to a bunch of people or do like work related
Yeah.
meetings or things like
I
that,
could do that.
you kind of turn on a slightly different character.
Yeah.
And then you turn it off. And I think that that's what I've seen a lot where it's like, and most of the time it's just like a guy who like, you know, kind of doesn't want to do this because it's work. And
Yeah.
they'd like to go home.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
I feel
know.
that.
So I don't know about the idols thing. I mean, there's definitely celebrities I look up to, but I think that like it's two different things. It's like people you really look up to are like, would they be someone I want to like interview for the podcast because I think they're interesting, or because that's like also kind of a different thing. She's talking about like A-listers. I don't know how interesting they are. They've had access to a very different world than I'll ever have access to, but I'm also not super interested in it. So
Yeah. It's like we talked the other day about like I'd love to talk to Bob Odenkirk about
sure.
writing bits or, you know, this,
That's
that,
a
and the
different
other,
thing. That's
but-
what I guess that's what I'm talking about. Like, there's like certain musicians or certain comedy people that like I just really respect and really like their work, and I have questions about
Yeah,
it because I
yeah.
followed it so closely. That's sort of like a different thing to me than like an idol.
Sure.
You know, I agree. I don't think the people I idolize would I want to meet.
Yeah.
Nor do I know how many people I would put in that classification as an adult. I'm trying to think if there's anybody.
I can't think of many, you know. So
Yeah.
I'd like to have conversations with some folks, but anyway,
Yeah. It's more general curiosity about like their work.
Yeah.
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 Different thing.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to get, I think we've been goofing off a while now. Let's get into some, what are we doing? Pod questions, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do that. Let's start here. Here. I'm also going to ask you the first one, and then I need to step off camera to blow my nose. So I'm going to wait for the mic for a second. So you answer the first one, and then I'll pop back.
Yeah, I can riff.
Oh my God, somebody dropped so many rapid fire ones. I didn't see that. Okay, we'll look at that.
I think Chirabo used some for YouTube as well.
Right. I'm not doing that one. Okay. We'll just start here at the first one I see. Of all the brands you carry, which has the coolest name? Personally, I think Ordinary fits. It goes hard. You have one that you're thinking of?
You know, I'm thinking. Yeah. I'll look at the brand list.
Let's see. Who's got a great one? I mean, legitimately, I love the name Marnie. I like saying the name.
Yeah.
I like the name as a name. I like that one a lot. I think Engineered Garments is kind of funny, but also
definitely
like
popped
it's
into mind,
caused so much many people to ask the question, which I think is kind of the point.
Yeah.
I like saying Binu Binu.
Well, yeah, Binu Binu's cool. What I think I like is the ones where, like, for instance, Visvim is like, and maybe it is based off something, but like that feels like it's just kind of like a word. Like,
I feel like I looked
you just
that
like
up
put,
one time, but I can't remember what
you
it
just
was.
like put
Yeah.
letters together. Visvim. I really like Henderscheme. I've always thought was kind of cool.
Yeah.
I could be completely wrong here.
I think Aura-Lee is very pretty.
Aura-Lee is tight.
Yeah.
Well, and also, I don't know if Aura-Lee means this, but their intention with the clothing is that everything has to look nice in the early morning light.
Yeah.
Which I think is like conceptually, like if that is your North Star, if everything has to fit within that, I think that's so sick, dude.
I think coming up with your own like mantra, like dressing like a German Shepherd and things,
Yeah.
I think like that kind of thing is kind of really helpful if you're like building a wardrobe, because it's an easy way to be like, that doesn't fit and that
Exactly.
does. It makes two very broad categories, you know what I mean? Which is helpful sometimes. When
Broad
you're like,
enough that you can still, you're not pigeonholing yourself into only being one thing, but what you're doing is it's by boxing in, you give yourself more freedom.
Well, I also think it allows me personally sometimes to like appreciate stuff that I don't need to buy. Where I can be like, oh, I love this. I love it so much, but it wouldn't fit into my wardrobe, but I think it's great.
Yeah.
You know, and then I don't need to like obsess over it or anything like that. You can just be like, yeah, it doesn't fit into my little ethos.
Yeah.
You know.
Speaking of which, of obsessing, I am. Is there anything from this season that you're like
spring?
Spring summer 25 when it comes in, you're like, fuck it, I'm buying it right out of the box.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't care since this is as lockdown as it can be, and I already technically said it in the Discord. But I love James Coward, and that's coming in for spring.
Yeah,
and I love that stuff. So
yeah,
I really love those big baggy suits, and I want a couple of those. I want like a brown and a black one.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I'm really.
That's
like
what you're
stuck
spinning on.
Yeah. I'm sure there's stuff in Herald that I'm forgetting about, but
and there is.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what.
I'm scared to even look at this point.
Friday when I was home, I wrote a bunch of shit too, just to try to get a little bit of a head, but so much. Nanamika stuff, bro. In terms of the things that I'm looking for more of, like plain colored crew neck sweatshirts or knits, and those big shirts, they're always sold out every time I go to Japan. So I'm gonna spend some money on Nanamika. But I'm with you. I want a knit from James Coward or just something from James Coward as a new pickup. Really stoked for all of that. I'm looking at the rest of the list.
There's also like 2 other new brands that I'm not sure. Fuck it. What do I care? The one's already technically on their website. Niceness has a bunch of really beautiful pieces. that we're bringing in them. I love that brand.
That's a good point.
We'll talk about it more when we get closer to time. But like, that's a brand where if you don't know about it, you should check it out. It's also a brand that if you think you're a clothing nerd, this is like built for you. Every single goddamn detail has some insane backstory. Like to a degree that I've never seen in another brand before. I mean, it was like
Not
every single
exaggerated.
time I thought I was like pointing out like, oh, this is a crazy blind stitch, or this is this type of material. I like that you like referenced this really obscure like old Hermes button, and they'd be like, oh yeah, look at these other 15 things you didn't notice. I'm like, Jesus,
flip up
I
the
feel
cuff,
dumb.
interior detail you would never see. If anybody's curious, again, we're picking up Niceness. That is confirmed. we didn't say anything actually. In fact, somebody in our Discord posted some screenshots because Niceness does a really cool feature where they'll have the products online and then list the retailers that will have that product. So you can look
nice.
through there and then pop over. So we're already listed on there. So it is official. We can
They're
say
so
it.
cool.
If you're curious, there's whatever the episode of when Timothy and I were last in Japan with Michelle, Abby, and Gia. We went and met with Niceness. I'm pretty sure we didn't say the brand, but we said a lot of praise. We showed a lot of love about the things that we saw. So if you're curious about Niceness, you want to pop back to that episode and listen.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything was so considered. The fabric is they source it from the same place that XYZ gets their fabrics made, or they wanted to do this, so then they did this. The big bandanas and stuff, and the shoes and the bags and everything is so cool. The fellow we met with was so cool.
A deck shoe or like a Vans that they've done entirely out of leather.
Yes.
That is one of the most impressive pieces of footwear I've ever seen. And both you and I have like worked in footwear before.
Yes.
Yeah.
Timbo, when those come in, copping.
Yeah.
It'd be silly. Like truthfully, like you look at it and you think, oh, that's cool. It's like a Vans. And then you look and you're like, oh shit, it's all leather. They painted where the vulcanized sole would be. They painted it so it looks like a Vans. There's a little metal tip at the front so it wears longer. Really, the suede looks so cool.
When they made the suede look like canvas,
dude.
like the way they painted it, more or less.
Yeah,
it's insane,
unbelievably cool. So Niceness, that is as considered as any pieces of clothing can be. Truthfully, not exaggerating.
Yeah, I also love bringing in Warehouse, and I love what they do with jeans and vintage stuff.
Yep.
And,
I think I'm keen for a denim jacket from them or something, or perhaps another pair of green pants or something. But that was really cool. Another brand that we picked up while we were in Tokyo last.
I'm excited about that. I'm trying to think of what else. I mean, everything's good, dude.
A couple other things that we won't reveal until fall because that's just when it's going to come.
Yeah, for fall, that's a different thing. But this is incoming for spring. Yeah, I think did we answer the question? I'm thinking no. Yes.
Yeah. While we're on it, do you want to say the one that's in collection A? If you look over there, second from the bottom. You want
to? Is that spring?
I thought it was for immediate. Yeah.
I don't remember. Don't call it out in case it's not.
Okay. There's another thing that's coming.
I can't remember.
In the realm of knitwear that everyone's gonna love. That we're really stoked on as well.
Okay. We're good to move on to the next one. We've answered.
Yeesh.
Okay.
Yeesh.
What is something that will always ruin an otherwise perfect piece of clothing for you? For me, sleeves being too short, even if it's just a little, will always eventually drive me insane. Short sleeves for me, I love when sleeves are a little short because that's very rare, but I can imagine that being annoying.
I have a Herald jacket where the sleeves are a little short on me. It's okay. I can move past it. It just means I can't wear something that is terribly long underneath.
Yeah.
Because then if you got that much cuff sticking out is one thing, but a t-shirt in the summer, I wouldn't even notice it and it wouldn't bother me. So sleeves are not so much. For me, it's if the shoulders are like fitting, it made me feel out of breath just thinking about it. It's a sickening feeling to me. If I don't have enough room in the shoulders and I feel like they're fitting or maybe even too snug,
I think what you're describing is actually less shoulders and more a common problem, which is armhole height.
Yeah.
Can really, I mean, too low. Like the reason Visum stuff doesn't work on me personally is because the armholes are too low, and it just like I don't know what it is, but the way it sits on me, it's never quite right.
Not quite right. Yeah.
And there's a couple other brands that I've encountered in the past where it's just like, God damn, dude, it's like everything else fits perfectly.
Yeah.
But the way it's sitting, it feels like it's like on top of me, So I do agree that'll sort of mess things up. I think other details, like I hate when things don't have dual-way zippers.
Yeah.
It's such a dumb thing, but like it does make such a huge difference in like how to silhouette things.
Yeah.
And like how I layer. Length of things will mess with me a lot.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't like in between jackets so much. Like it's either be cropped or be long.
I feel you. Yeah.
Struggle with that. Collars is another one, especially on jackets. Like if they're too like tall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you can't get it to sort of.
Yeah.
If you pop the collar, it suddenly look like fucking Dracula.
Yeah. No,
and if you have it down, it's like sitting funny.
Yeah.
So that can kind of like mess me up with things a lot. Like I feel like that's an often time like the collar just didn't work. I feel like there's something else that we say a lot with stuff where like,
what?
I wish that
reminds me. I hate when my t-shirts will, if I have it for instance, my engineering garments work shirt does this, where the button, if I button up to one below the top button, the way that it pulls on my t-shirt shows these tattoos. And I don't like that because I don't want somebody to think I'm wearing garments to show my tattoos, which I've said it's been a thing of mine forever. And if you know me, you know I'm not wearing shit to show off my tattoos because you've probably never seen me in not a jacket.
Yeah.
But that will kill me.
I mean, unless they've been following a long time back when you used to model more, I wonder how many people could even like know how many tattoos you have.
I got a lot. Most of my hips up. That is not my face or neck.
Why nothing on the back?
I was always okay. So my buddy in college, who we met in midway through our program, he had joined in, and he was a little older than us anyway. And we said, "Hey, buddy, you should come over and hang out with us. We're gonna play some sort of board game or something." He came over and kicked it with us. Long story short, he ended up. I don't think he didn't finish the program because he ended up tattooing. And it was I had always promised him, "You can do my whole back, bro. I'm gonna give you a couple years. When you're ready, you tell me." And so that had always been in the back of my mind for years when I started getting tattooed, years and years and years. And then I turned 32, and I'm just not going to tattoo my back. It's too big, it's too much time, it's too much money, and it's way too much pain. I think what happened realistically, had I not done my whole torso, maybe I would have gotten my back done. But the torso was so insanely painful and, like, truthfully, just not fun in any regard at all. Shoulders, traps, chest, stomach, all of it. Just the most miserable pain ever. And if you're listening to this and you disagree with me, you're lying to yourself. It's the worst pain in the fucking world. I just like that's what it's come to. Maybe if I was younger and I still had all these tattoos and I wanted to get more, I would get my back done, but I'm just not gonna, man. It's too big of a surface, dude.
I've always said the problem with tattoos for me forever. I mean, it was like, turn 17, 18 and be like, tattoos, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then nobody else did it when I did it. And I was like, all right, well, fuck you guys. You know what I mean? And then I hung out with guys who were super into it, and I didn't like those guys. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I don't want to do it because those guys suck.
Yeah.
And then I never did it. And then it started to be a thing where it's like, in any regard, what's an average tattoo price?
I would
Small,
say you're
regular
more or
ass.
less in for $300.
This is in my mind. It's like $200-$300. There's so many things I want for $200 to $300.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I can think of a million things that I want.
Yeah.
Over a tattoo.
Yeah.
So now I just can't, and I don't think nobody's going to look at me and be like, cool. It's either I've had them forever or.
Which is more or less where I'm at.
There's some guys that turn 40 and then suddenly I think they get their, they got the money right. And then suddenly they're getting a lot of tattoos. This is the guy that gets a sleeve out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And you're like, no. I'm not doing that, dude. I don't want to have a fresh tattoo at 40.
Well, it's just like, I couldn't imagine healing it. Like all at once, healing it.
I told you, the only chance I have is every once in a while I get a little hair at my ass that I want to get the military one that we've talked about, the one single arm one.
Which I still think you should.
I think it's funny, but
and for the record,
it's like for a bit. You know what I mean at this point?
Yeah. Oh, I think it'd be sick though, bro. Because imagine 20 years from now.
Yeah.
It's maybe hard as hell,
Yeah.
Again,
it just comes down to like at any point you're like, all right, $300. I'm like, there's a lot of things I like for $300.
Even if I have my money right though, I'm.
Who's speaking in
Abby? I don't know. Even if I had all the money in the world, I'm straight up, dude. It's the pain. I'm not going through it. Then you got to heal it, and you can't be in the sun and this and that. I got all the ones I like. I like mine and
Never mind. I'm not doing it in the summer now. I got to be out there.
Yeah,
sweating.
no. If it's fresh, and you're like in the sun, dude, it hurts.
It's too much.
Yeah.
And I also like the fact that I'd have to like talk about it ever.
Well,
not with anybody. I'm not even talking with anybody. The fact that Abby would be like, "Did you put stuff on it? Did you put stuff?" I'm like, I don't want to talk about the stuff. So no chance. Okay. Is there anything else you can think? I feel like there was one other thing. Oh, you know what? I hate low-rise pants on low-rise baggier pants. Hate that.
Low-rise in general, dude.
Yeah, low-rise is awful. I just don't think it's like flattering on anybody.
Yeah.
I've just never seen it flattering.
No.
Well, so low-rise pants might be any pant that has a rise that's like under 10 inches and I even like it more than that. It's like, I don't want those pants. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, that'll kill a pair of pants for me before I've even tried them on. Okay. Best Whole Foods hot bar item.
Oh, we could talk.
Mac and cheese fella. What do you got?
Shout out the boy that wrote that. I know who wrote it. Love that guy. Whole Foods hot bar. Well, here's a couple things. One.
What are we call? Hold on real quick though. Are we talking about hot bar like this is only the area of hot stuff. This doesn't count any counter stuff.
That's kind of what I was saying. That's what I was gonna say.
I'm a counter man.
What do you get from the counters?
Chicken, what do they call it? Scallopini there or whatever?
Yeah. Oh, I gotta do that thing, dude.
That's dude. Told you. I get the broccoli crunch.
Yeah.
And whatever else appeals to me at that time. But those two are a guarantee. I get the beans, the pesto beans.
Yeah.
I get some of the roasted potatoes sometimes.
Goodness.
What else they got over there? Any of those sort of prepared salad things, those are great.
I mean, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
If it's the one guy, he'll let me get a soup separately. So I get, he'll count that as the side. It's just got to be the right guy.
At the spot over by us.
Yeah.
There you go to. Yeah.
Yep.
I need to remember that. It's
I don't know if any of those
$12 or
count,
whatever.
though, is what I'm saying.
Well, I'll count them for the sake. We can.
Let me have an alternate answer, but those that is my answer.
Because
maybe if people don't know this, if we
Yeah.
talked about this on the pod already.
Maybe you briefly mentioned it.
If you go up to that bar
Mhm.
where that stuff is, next to like the meat counter,
Like
usually
where you
or
get
whatever.
potato salad and shit.
Yeah, like deli
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, deli shit.
If you go over there, they've got, you'd ask them for a tray, like a plate, and then they put, like if you get the chicken scallopini, you get 2 pieces most of the time.
Let's go.
Sometimes they only put 1, but it's usually a big one if they do it that way. And then you get to pick 2 sides, and it's like $12.
Yeah.
It's an incredible deal. And it's like
Damn.
you can make relatively healthy choices. They also have the salmon and the other stuff. I'll do that sometimes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
It's great.
I need to remember that that's right down the street for
Yeah,
12
it's
bones, right
great.
down the street, dude.
Yeah.
I love it in that Whole Foods, by the way.
Half of my reason for never wanting to move out of my place is because it's so close to
Yeah,
there.
dude. What?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm with you. You
And
know, I tell Michelle all the time, like, hey, I don't care where we live, we got to be near the Whole Foods though, because we
There's
used to have to drive 35 minutes from our Denver location, our Denver house, to a Whole Foods.
There's no chance, dude. I'm not ever. What I'll do is I'll be like, I'm willing to move 25 minutes outside of whatever the closest Whole Foods is.
Yeah.
I'll go 20 minutes. That's as far as I'm going.
Yeah.
I think I like to go.
I think people
There,
think we're
coffee
joking.
shop, gym, art supply store.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
If I got those locations, and luckily in both situations, one's under 2 minutes from my house,
Mhm.
and one we drive to. It takes like 8 minutes.
Yeah.
And then all the stuff is in the same plaza.
Yeah. What's not to love?
Yeah.
People
I'm never
think we're
moving from
joking.
Boulder
We
just
go to
'cause they
Whole Foods
stuck
every
it all.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm at the small Whole Foods 4 times a week, 5 times a week.
Yeah.
Maybe more.
Yeah. I'll
Sometimes
stop
they go in the
through-
morning and the night.
Oh, see, it rules, dude. And I like it in there. Everyone's
Best
nice.
breakfast burrito too. You
Well,
know,
that's
like
what I was gonna say.
fuck breakfast burritos number 1 because I get so sick of people talking about them all the time. I don't know why it's like a fucking.
It is the best thing money
It's
can
like
buy.
it's like youth group out here. You know what I mean? Where it's
Yeah.
like, dude, like what I don't know what got you in here, but you are hooked.
Yeah.
But admittedly, the one that Whole Foods, I like it better than any other boutique place.
Which one you get? Don't tell me you get the vegan one.
Sometimes I will, but that's not my go-to.
It's like got curried cauliflower and shit in it, man.
It's good. Oh, I'm gonna tell you something else, buddy. You're gonna fucking hate it. First of all, have you tried it?
Yeah.
It's good. It's
Yeah.
fine. It's fine.
I just really don't like that one. The rest of them are good though. That's why I asked.
That's fine.
Well, tell me what you're gonna say. I'm gonna tell you something, buddy. You're
Oh,
gonna hate this.
oh yeah. So I mean, I've been like really good about like diet stuff lately.
Yeah.
Like really like like Whole Foods. Like not to just like trying to keep it like really like very healthy stuff. But we had like on the weekend. I'm like, all right, let's like get a splurge situation. She's like, what do you want? I was like, I got something in my head that's fucked up because I don't normally like it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I wanted a pizza with pepperonis, like a lot of pepperonis, and hot honey. I got it in my head, brother. I got it in my head that I needed to have it because I don't have an opposition to it like you. I think it's fine. Here's what I think the trick is. I think this really matters. I don't want hot honey. Does that make sense? I don't want it to be a combined thing. I want it to be chili oil and then honey. Because if you go to the right places, like I went to, they're going to use a high quality honey. So that tastes very different than like a sugar honey.
Did
know
you
what I'm
get
saying?
it from? Did you get it from takeout?
Yeah.
Was it Bojo's?
The fuck is Bojo's?
Well, we can talk about that. But
What do you mean?
anyway. Well, hold on. Continue with your thought, and
I
then
went
I'll.
to Barchetta. Like I
Oh.
always do.
Which,
It's
by
either-
the way,
it's either there
gas.
or the
Absolutely
drinks,
gas. Yeah. Okay, so you know Bojo's though? Have you heard of Bojo's?
No, what the fuck is Bojo's?
So it's a Colorado-based chain. You're familiar. There's
no, not a chain.
It's not. No. It's not like a chain. I mean, like there's like a handful of them, but it's local. You know what I'm saying?
I don't like the name.
So there's one out in the mountains. There used to be one in Boulder over by where I first lived, over by the yellow gas station on Baseline. But what it is I think that for the record, no shade to Bojo's, but like it's not good pizza. I personally really don't like the pizza. But
No
what
one's
they
fucking
do,
heard of Bojo's. I think if you want to body slam, I'm body slamming. Who cares? What are they gonna do? Sponsor the pod?
BEAU, Bojo's. You know what I'm saying?
They're from Louisiana.
I don't know, man.
What's the what's
If they
the
did, they'd have
like,
an X
hook?
in there if they were from Louisiana.
Oh, I thought that was.
Oh no.
I thought-
So anyway, everything
their
about their
hook? Like,
bit,
what do they do?
everything about their bit is normal, but they serve a thing of honey at the table. You're supposed to eat the crust with honey, and I will say, that's gas. You eat all the pizza, and of the slice, you eat the slice, and then you're left with just crust, no sauce or no bullshit.
Yeah.
And you douse that in honey. I will say that is actually very good.
See, I think when you get the pepperoni, it's got the oil in it, and then you've got chili oil in there, which has a very distinct taste when it's like
Yeah.
good chili oil.
Yeah.
And then natural honey, which doesn't have as much of a sweet taste. I
Yeah.
mean, there's a sweetness to it, but it's different. It doesn't feel like honey. You know what I
Well,
mean?
you
Like
know
the
I
flavor
love
of honey.
Yeah, yeah.
Then it's kind of just adding this like textural thing to me.
Mhm.
It hit, dude. It hit
You know,
hard.
I'd be
I
willing
think you
to
got
try
to try
it,
it
Timothy.
that way,
Yeah.
and then tell me if you still don't.
'Cause
Because
I-
I don't like it either. Generally,
Yeah,
I would normally tell you it's not my thing. I don't know why I got it in my head that I wanted it.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things where you get it in your head, you're like, I got to do it. And
Yeah.
I thought I was not gonna like it. I thought I'm gonna get this and be like, that was stupid.
Yeah.
In fact, I didn't even commit to the full pizza when I put it on. I was like, I'm putting it on one slice,
Yeah,
and if it
yeah.
sucks, I'm out.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, this is great.
Well, hey, I'm happy to try that.
I knew
On
you
that
you
note,
wouldn't like that.
chili oil. You're not talking chili crunch. You're talking like
No, I'm talking about chili oil.
Okay, so one
Yeah.
time we were over at Coop's house a while ago, and we ordered Cart Driver in
Yeah.
Denver. You know what Cart
Yeah,
Driver?
yeah.
And if you order chili oil on the side, it comes in like a Tabasco style hot sauce container, but it's chili oil. It's clear. It has a red hue to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If somebody out there can tell me what that is specifically and how to make that I was putting it on, and I'm telling you, dousing. It might as well have been a broth, dude. Sauce's broth. Dousing eggs, pizza, literally anything that you would put hot sauce on. I would put my hot sauce I wanted and then more of the chili oil. I thought this stuff was just stellar.
Yeah.
So if somebody out there knows, I'm talking an Italian pizza joint that does wood fire pizzas that has chili oil. It doesn't have shit in it. It's completely clear. It's
That's
one
what I'm talking about.
consistency.
That's what. Yeah.
But I need that. You know how to do that? You know how to
Are
make
you
that?
talking about just getting chili oil?
I'm talking. I want to make it because I want it in bulk.
Well, first of all, you go to like a H Mart, you get a chili oil in bulk, no problem. I got a big honker of it in
For
the
real?
house right now. Yeah,
And it doesn't have shit in it. It doesn't have red pepper flakes or nothing.
no,
which
it's
I
got.
like. But
Sometimes they've got the sesame seeds at the top, but that's just
Right.
I don't know why those are in there. I think it's just for flavor. You don't really even use them.
yeah, sesame seeds rule, dude. I would
Yeah.
eat a bowl of sesame seeds. You know what I
I'll
mean?
toast them up and just put them on stuff they don't need to go on.
Yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. Okay. Anyway, so you did the honey on the pizza.
That was
I'm
it.
down to try it. But
I think you got to try
Bojo's.
it that way because I think that's the reason it worked for me.
Mhm.
I'm not saying I'm doing it every
I'm just
time.
saying, for the record, too, a pepperoni pizza with chili crunch could also be gas. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like a chili oil that has
Yeah.
the red pepper flakes and whatever
See,
else.
what I'm saying is like
nuts and
this
shit
is
to make
like
it crunchy.
closer to that. It's like it has its own flavor.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it feels like it's two different things, not just like a. I feel like the stuff I've had in the past is like, it tastes like bear honey that's like spicy.
Yeah.
I don't like that. Like because that
No.
chili oil is spicy, but it's a different type of thing. You know what I mean? It's like it's a different thing. This was better. This
I
way.
love it. I love it.
Okay. Do we answer the hot bar question? We didn't.
No,
really
we didn't answer the hot bar. Let's talk about the hot bar because
Yeah.
there's many things that come to mind. So I will now chronicle those things for you. When I first
You're
moved
giving
here,
a speech in middle or high school. You know what I mean?
yeah, vote for
Introduction.
me.
I will talk about these things in this succession.
For my AP English class, I think it was AP, dude.
We have to stay on topic after this. Go ahead.
End of the year project. My teacher, you had to write a paper and then read it.
Yeah.
And I said to her,
You've talked about this.
I'll write the paper. Give me a 0 for the rest of it. I'm not doing it. I'm not even being disrespectful. I'm just telling you up front. Don't call on me. Don't expect me to do it. I'm not going to do it.
See, I wish that in those classes they would teach like improvisation skills. Because like for example, I think a lot of kids that feel that way, I can't if you give me a set, I can do it right now. If you guys give me like a PowerPoint and I have to talk to you guys, I suddenly like can't
Freeze
do
up,
it right.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, oh, I'm gonna mess that. I have to go in a certain order, and I can't. My mind wanders way too much. You know what I mean? It's spastic. I need to just be able to run.
Yeah.
Because I would also in college in speech class. I'm sure I mentioned this when we talked.
Yeah,
about
yeah,
last,
we
but
did. Yeah, yeah.
I would get like zeros on the prep because I wouldn't do it.
But
I'm
you
like,
could-
I can't
but you
do
could
it. But I can go
riff.
up there and talk, you
Yeah.
know, very confidently, and I can walk around and do my bits and no problem.
Yeah.
She's like, I couldn't prep because then it was like, I'm gonna mess this all up.
Yeah. You know what? And I say in a braggadocious way, but maybe it would have been good for me to have just learned how to public speak and work through that problem, because it literally, like, on the things that scare me most, that might be it, dude. Like, it might be number one with a bullet. Like, put me in a fucking haunted house overnight with 20 ghosts that can touch me.
Yeah.
But I'd rather not public speak than do that.
I don't ever mind that if I'm talking about stuff I want to talk about or I need to express. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
I'm fine with it then. I can communicate really well. You know, I was
Yeah,
in bands
yeah,
and shit.
yeah.
Like I can in sports and like I can communicate like a need and a requirement and like a team thing, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
But I hate giving like toasts and shit where it's like, you guys don't want to hear me talk. I don't want to hear myself talk. I'm not very good at sincerity. Like this isn't going to
You're
I don't
forcing me
wanna
to do
do
a
it.
thing that I'm going to do less than.
yeah. So I don't
than
like
the
that,
best. Yeah,
but
yeah,
I can do any other things fine.
Real
It's
quick
not public
question
speaking,
before
it's
we.
something else.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Before we move back onto the hot bar, because I've got many things. Do you think that, like, do
This
you ever?
is the third or fourth separate
Hey.
thing. Go ahead.
If you're still listening, you like it.
ADHD radio.
Beep, 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 beep. Do you think that the military would have served you well? Do you ever look back and
You and
think
I have
that?
talked about this 100 times. We think we would have been great in the military.
I think I would have.
I like being given a task that's very clear.
Yeah.
I like that it's like you have to be resourceful.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind the training at all. I think I would like it.
Yeah. Because
I think
there
it'd be
was.
fine.
I scrolled by some.
But I wouldn't ever care about what we were doing.
Yeah,
You know,
You
it's
just-
so
but
big.
it's like
I don't-
clear expectations that you can
Yeah.
do a good job and you know exactly, and then
Yeah.
it's measurable.
Plus, you and I are kind of rowdy. You know what I mean? When we let ourselves go,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I think
yeah.
it would be just fine, to be honest with you.
Because I passed up some show. I think I put it on last night to fall asleep. Maybe some like sniper contest thing, and I was like, I
Sniper
could have been a good
contest
sniper.
thing. God,
You
your
know?
side of the internet's
But
different.
no, this was on Hulu or something, bro. You know what I mean? Some sort of thing. But anyway, I was curious about this.
Sniper competition? That was the
Yeah, it's something like that, like different nationalities.
Trump TV.
Current now it's on Hulu, bro. But anyway, I think we have talked about this. You're right. I think that there's aspects of it that I could have been set up to succeed because really clear expectations.
You'd like all the skill stuff.
I do,
I'd be good
I
at
do,
all the.
yeah.
You could put me in like a leadership situation. I can do that. You know, what I mean, I could make sure we're doing the thing. It's just the first time someone told me to like kill someone that I didn't want to. I'd be like, fuck no, I'm not doing it.
I'm not
And
doing
they'd be
that,
like,
dude.
what do you mean you're not doing it? I'm not gonna do it. You're gonna arrest me, dude. I don't give a
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
You know, whatever.
Okay, back to the hot bar. So when I first moved here, I ate at Whole Foods for lunch a lot at my previous job. We would all go down there and grab shit. Two things that I used to do. One, not necessarily a hot bar, to get a baguette, a whole mozzarella ball, and a tomato. Cut that up, put it on the whole baguette, get the salt and pepper, put that on there. I'd have baguette, tomato, mozzarella ball, salt, pepper. Eat the whole thing. So good. Not hot bar related.
Damn.
Whole thing, yeah. But then what I would do is they have.
I mean, that sounds fine. I mean,
Yeah, it was gas. It was just easy. I did that a lot too. But then speaking of hot bar, I haven't seen it. I check every single time, man. The pork green chili, but chili,
they don't make it
not
anymore. It's not around
but
anymore.
that bowl, and then you'd get a free little crusty slice of bread with it. You know what I mean? To dip
You
it
don't
in.
get the bread anymore either.
Man.
Bezos did away with a lot of these
I
things.
still check every time we go in there. I said just in the off chance, and I'm talking
Yeah.
Timothy years of
Yeah.
looking for this pork green chili. So unbelievably good. But all the breakfast burritos, sans the curried one, is really good. They do the chicken sandwiches that are all really good, come wrapped in tinfoil. It's perfect for me because you open it up,
Yeah.
you eat it, and then you got nothing. You got a little thing and ball up, throw it in the trash.
Almost all the curries are good, honestly, that
Yup.
I've had. Yeah.
Outside of that,
The dal is good too, actually, speaking of.
oh really?
Yeah.
I bet
Yeah.
the doll is good. Dude.
They, honestly, even
Is the
just
butter
buying
chicken they got there good?
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's not like spicy or anything, so it's kind of it's just like, it's like chicken and cream sauce. It's fine.
Hey,
If you're in the mood, it'll hit it, but it's not,
yeah,
add something to it.
because I often avoid the things that are by weight because I can't help myself. And then next thing you know, I'm holding 28 fucking dollars.
$20 is like light work these days. Man, you get up there, it hits for 36. You're like, I could have gone out to dinner.
Damn it,
dude.
dude.
Yeah, I didn't need to put a bunch of bullshit that's all smushed together.
It's almost 3 Chipotle burritos, you know what I mean? And that's how I still do everything in that math. But real quick too, new Indian market opened in Longmont. I think I mentioned that, and I stopped in and I've made friends with the fellas a couple times. Chikali snacks, those are called Murruku, Murruku. That's like the term of it. I've been watching YouTube videos for the recipes and stuff, so I think I might try my hand at making the chikalis.
It's a matter of like with Indian food, it's like you need a pantry like sort of dedicated to it. You know what I mean? Like it's a whole other.
And we talked. We got to go in there and ask the fella and
he
say,
said
buddy,
he said he would get us like a starter kit.
Yeah. Oh man, I really would love that.
I don't think any of it's that hard to make. It's just spices. That's
you
just everything else is pretty
the investment.
intuitive.
Have the stuff because like this is like you're getting some sort of grain and you're toasting it and then you're blending it up until it's in a nice fine powder and then you're mixing it and making a dough and then you're pushing it through like this thing that forms it into that little star shape and then you're frying it and then it's good to go. But okay, so anyway, what else would you get from the hot bar? Because with a bullet, mine's that pork green chili. It ain't even there. So
I mean, look, this is just hot bar area. I'm giving like roundabout answers, but I just want soup and salad. I love that situation.
Yeah, dude.
Any version of it. Soup and salad is the best meal that might be outside if I wasn't choosing Diet Coke, black coffee, and Pack of Marlboro Lights as my death meal. It would be like soup and a salad situation. Like that. That's my all-time favorite. Yeah. So. Other than that, I do agree the breakfast burritos hit harder than anywhere else, and they're cheaper. And I'm not paying fucking $48 for like somebody to put a bunch of bullshit into.
Yeah. You know what else really hits another breakfast burrito that hits hard? Just speaking of grocery stores, you ever had Safeways that they make and put where they put hot chicken wings? I think they take JoJo's and they put it in. They put JoJo's with egg, cheese, and sausage. You know what I'm talking about?
JoJo's like an Oreo from Trader Joe's?
No, JoJo's like a Cole. How would you call it? What would you call it, JoJo? Like a steak fry. You know what I'm talking about? A steak fry?
What the fuck are you talking about? What's a steak fry?
You know, like a French fry. That you.
Oh, like a wedge.
A wedge. A JoJo is a wedge. A JoJo is a wedge. So they're taking JoJo's.
Where are you getting that name from? Cole, you know that name?
You know what is a JoJo?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Hold on, maybe it's an Ohio
I'm so glad to have someone in here so that when you start talking shit to me, then I'm like, what are you talking about? That someone else can kind of agree that like this is not like a common thing.
Yeah, no, they're just thickly cut potato wedge, seasoned, deep fried, served with your favorite dipping sauce.
I always thought it was like a steak fry. Or like a country potato.
Did you just read that off?
It was the AI compilation of.
Yeah.
So maybe they are just. I don't know, guys. Tell me if it's a Midwest thing, but yeah, JoJo's. I know them as JoJo's, but they're a potato wedge. They take the wedge. They take the JoJo's from the deli from probably the day before and make a bunch of breakfast burritos, and they're just piping hot. Love them.
Interesting.
The Safeway ones are good.
Okay, well, there's no way we're gonna get to this last question because we've burnt so much.
Let's save it for the next one.
We'll save it for the next one. Okay, let's talk about what we got going on this week, and then we can wrap things up. And
we got a lot of shit to do, man.
Yeah, we get to work.
Okay, so on the table we got some capital over the weekend that has come in full. Things to note: Boro traveler's coat, long boy. So it's a full coat. So it's what we talk about. How we wish we had you have a walk commute. I always wish that I could walk to work because then I could justify long, big coats. This is the coat to end all coats. If by chance you have a spare $5,000 and you'd like to buy one, we've got them. They are really fucking sick. Boro long coat. We also have a Boro drizzler. Similar to the drizzle that I have with some slightly different detailing. There's a zipper here. It has, I think, just like side entry pockets, same as mine. Still two-way zip. But the motif on the back is Virgin Mary. You know how they do that motif over the years?
Yep.
The treatment for it, Willie and I were looking at it last night. It's so impressive, and it has to take so incredibly long for this fabric to come to full fruition. Because you look at it, it's layers on layers on layers with dye and dye and dye and stitching and sashiko and repairs and then fucked up and then more mending. Like, it has to just take so long. But the Virgin Mary Boro Drizzler is also here. Speaking of Boro, we also they do those crew neck sweatshirts where the front is a indigo dyed panel, the back is Boro. We also have those. Those are really cool. I'm going to try that on today. Not that I need more Boro, but I really think that's really cool. That's from Capital. More of the fulling wool scarves that have the birds on them. My mom has one and loves it.
Maybe also shout out because I think we're sold out of the Cowichan sweaters.
The cardigans, I believe.
Yeah, I think the
so.
cardigans might be sold out, but we now have crew neck versions. Yeah.
Yeah. So we got the Cowichan that we just got in. That was charcoal and gold cardigan, hand knit. It has the southwestern motifs on it. Those I believe are gone, or if we got 1 or 2 units left total. But then we got those in the crew neck version. Those are also really nice. In the grand scheme of capital pricing, very much so on the affordable side, and really cool, hefty. You know what I mean? You get your money's worth with capital. Nothing is, unless it's like the rayon stuff. You're getting into that, but these are hefty.
Yeah.
So it's a nice, thick, heavy sweater. More bandanas. Apparently, Alex said because he was just in Hong Kong and Tokyo, said all the capital stores were completely out of bandanas. No bandanas available except for the SKU that we just got, which is the Rain Skull No Woman No Cry thing. It's the girl getting tattooed. Really dope artwork too. But so we got those bandanas in, and I think that's about it from Capital. We got in a gang of fucking Asics, gang of Solomons, a Hoka SKU, and then a collaboration from Asics, which we'll throw out later on. It's a little nearer, but we got 2 units of that. We have upon coming into this room, we had 5 boxes of Puebco. I'm awaiting 4 more, so a lot of Puebco to hit the site. Maybe end of the week, depending how swift we are. We're gonna get that unpacked today, and then also CDG Perfume. FedEx delivered a handful of boxes from CDG Perfume. So if you're missing some stuff, we restocked right before Black Friday, and we're just about zeroed out on that as well. All the heavy hitters that we ordered hopefully have all arrived. Oftentimes we get a portion of what we ordered. But CDG Perfume is back. Outside of that, looking to the future, Orslo. Timothy, how would you describe the Orslo we have coming?
Big. Lots of it.
In excess.
I don't know. Before people start hitting us up, I do not know. Look, I can be transparent. They send through the thing, and it's all codes, and they're long. So to try to figure out like what's in it is very difficult.
That's a task in itself. Yeah. And really, the best thing we can do is when it comes, I will have it all written, ready to go. When it comes, it's just gonna get out of the box. We'll receive it.
There's
and
not
then
much
you'll
we
know.
don't write for Orslo. So like
if there's something you're looking for from
yeah.
them, it'd be insane for us to not have it on the way.
I would say that
it's
from quick glance and just knowing some of the SKUs off top, this is a lot of restock stuff. So if you've been, so if you've
107s, 105s,
stuff in denim,
101s.
fatigues, any of that stuff, there's a lot of all that's getting restocked in a big way. I know there's probably some seasonal stuff in there too. I don't know.
Yeah. But it's a lot of stuff. So just keep your eyes on the Orslo page. That's coming here soon.
Let's see. We got Samuel Zelig on the way.
Yep.
First delivery for spring. Catchball, big restock, plus some of the stuff that is getting. It's a long story, but some new stuff too.
That should have gotten picked up in Korea last night.
Puebco, we already talked about. Visvum. I think this is a couple kind of special release, like North American.
Is that what
exclusive.
it is? Okay, cool.
I think so. So that's on the way. I think that's due for middle of the week. Scheme already came, right? No. So Ender Scheme, bunch of stuff there. Home goods and seasonal footwear. I think a couple of MIPs. Mother Tongue being restocked. A lot of requests for that.
If anybody has not picked up the Mother Tongue book from us, when this comes in, I'll plug it in Discord. You absolutely have to.
Yeah, it's great. We love
one of my favorite things I picked up last year.
Apartamento, big restock there that just keeps selling out. So that's Corpus, big restock. And then Lightning just shipped last night too. So all of the Lightning books, all of those like books that sell out super fast, all of those will be restocked too. And then you already mentioned CDG Perfume. So a lot of stuff kind of coming and going. So keep an eye out.
Cool. And then with that being said, we're officially at the point now where SS25 is going to be pouring in. So in addition to everything he just said, everything else you're looking for is likely we're
getting there
short behind.
Yep.
So I need to take a couple of days and write all this product. But beyond that, got a lot of good stuff coming in.
Yep.
I'm feeling really excited.
What about other places we got YouTube videos out right now, one on work in progress. I'm sure we're doing something this week. I think
we're doing a staff picks. I think I'm going to do that tomorrow with him. Trouble asked me if I would do a video, so I'll do that tomorrow.
Haven't appeared in one of those in a while.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Hey, I think he's doing such a good job with the vlogs. I think that it's a good way he does a good job at capturing our fuckery here.
Yeah.
And again, for the better or for worse, how close we all are.
If you haven't checked those out, those are really fun. nice way to, if you really want to peek behind the curtain, there's kind of like at all levels, not just Chase and I of it. Like everybody's involved in those.
Yeah.
They're really good. Anything else?
I think that about wraps us up, buddy. I think we're probably right here about hour and a half on the dot.
Where we're supposed to be. Okay. All right. Well, then let's go get to it. Like we said, stay in touch. We got stuff going on, and
Yeah, drop more pod questions, guest suggestions. You guys want anything, you know where to find us. We're easy and available. So
cool. All right.
Goodbye.
Bye.